Good afternoon. My name is Specialist Robinson, and today I'll be going over leadership and the Army profession. The agenda for today is to go through the introduction. We'll talk about motivation, direction, support. We'll go through the summary, and then we'll head to questions. Introduction. During my brief, I will discuss 3 essential leadership qualities/abilities and how they are important to the Army. The first quality is motivation. First, we need to talk about intrinsic versus extrinsic motivation. Intrinsic motivation is when a soldier is motivated by the outcome of their work. For example, a soldier who is taking a PT test will be motivated to take this test pending their final score. They will try their hardest to achieve the best score possible. So soldiers who are intrinsically motivated are motivated by the outcome. Extrinsic motivation is when a soldier is motivated through rewards. They work for the reward that they will be given. For example, a leader will give a soldier a task and a time frame with a 4-day pass as a reward for accomplishment. They will work their hardest to achieve that task in the given time frame for the reward that was set in place. So again, extrinsic motivation or extrinsically motivated soldiers are motivated through reward. Knowing the difference between intrinsic and extrinsic motivation will help a leader identify different ways that they can motivate their soldiers. Knowing which soldiers are intrinsically and extrinsically motivated will make it much easier to come up with ways to motivate those soldiers. So, how does motivation affect a team? Motivation affects a team by bringing cohesion. When soldiers are motivated, they are more positive, and it allows soldiers to work together. Motivation brings esprit de corps to a team. How does the work environment affect motivation? The work environment is important. Positive work environments maintain the motivation that the leader has created in those soldiers. Without a positive work environment, motivation will be lost, and so will the accomplishment of the mission. ADP 6-22 states, regardless of available expert assistance, the ultimate responsibility to create and maintain an ethical climate rests with the leader. It is the leader's responsibility to maintain a positive work environment to, in turn, maintain motivation. Why is it important for leaders to be able to motivate their soldiers? It is important for leaders to be able to motivate their soldiers to accomplish all missions. Motivation is synonymous with ability. So, soldiers who are more motivated will work at their full potential. Soldiers who are consistently undermotivated will be lackadaisical in their work and may not accomplish the missions they have been given. The next quality is direction. Leaders need to be able to give their soldiers effective direction. Communication is key. Communicating the task at hand thoroughly, going through each step and asking for questions allows soldiers to understand their task. Leaders also need to know when to be a supervisor and when to intervene. So, leaders will give their direction, and initially they will supervise their soldiers completing or during the task. Leaders need to know how to observe the soldiers working and understanding who has a lack of understanding or may require extra help. That is when they can intervene. With intervention comes feedback. Leaders need to know how to give effective feedback. Effective feedback can be thought of as a cycle. So, provide direction, evaluate performance, discover, communicate what they're doing right from wrong, and then again, providing direction. So what that looks like, so providing direction, so you're communicating the task with the soldiers effectively, then you're evaluating their performance, acting as a supervisor, then you're moving to discover, so you're discovering the soldiers who require extra attention, moving to communicating what they are doing right from wrong, and then the way it moves back to providing direction is providing effective feedback, which can constructively tell soldiers how they can improve their performance. So telling them what they're doing right from wrong, moving to that providing direction, that feedback, is telling soldiers, you are doing this wrong, and this is how you can fix it. Leaders need to be able to provide direction as it encompasses good communication and effective feedback, as well as providing soldiers with purpose. The final quality is support. Leaders need to provide soldiers with their basic needs. Leaders are held responsible for their soldiers having adequate rest time, time to eat, and resources to complete certain tasks. But effective leaders will go above and beyond the basic needs of support. Two additional types of support that leaders need to have are informational support and emotional support. Informational support is providing soldiers with correct and relevant information and resources to problem solve. For example, they can provide informational support by providing soldiers with study material before going to the board, or providing them with information about how to seek professional financial assistance if they are having financial struggles. Emotional support is not required by the leader, but it is very important. Emotional support is the act of being empathetic to a soldier and their situation. Some soldiers have personal issues that they might require informational support for, but they just simply want to be heard. So, being empathetic to soldiers is important for not only their well-being, but it builds trust between the leader and the soldier. The NCO Creed states, "I know my soldiers, and I will always place their needs above my own." Soldiers need leaders who will not only fight with them, but fight for them. So, in summary, we went over motivation, which is crucial for cohesion and mission accomplishment. We went over direction, which provides soldiers with purpose and feedback. We went over support, which builds trust between leaders and soldiers. Leaders who can motivate, direct, and support soldiers are crucial for the accomplishment of the Army's overall mission. General Mark A. Milley states that the Army's overall mission is to deploy, fight, and win our nation's wars by providing ready, prompt, and sustained land dominance by Army forces across the full spectrum of conflict as a part of the joint force. The Army needs leaders with these qualities. The Army creates leaders, and those leaders mold all soldiers. Motivation, direction, and support is essential for creating soldiers to accomplish all missions. Are there any questions? There are no questions. This concludes my brief